You won't believe what's happening behind the scenes with Charlie Kirk's family right now, because his own sister has just dropped some shocking claims, and they're all about Erika Kirk, Charlie's widow, and her secret deal with the White House. So here's what people are freaking out about. Erika Kirk, right after Charlie's passing, didn't just fade away. Nope. She stepped directly into his spotlight, took over his position, started appearing in major meetings, and even landed at the White House. That's when the rumors started. According to people close to the family, Erika's moves weren't just about continuing Charlie's mission. They might have been about building her own empire. And now, Charlie's sister is speaking out, saying what everyone else is afraid to say, that this was planned, that Erika's rise wasn't as sudden as it looks, and that powerful people inside Washington knew exactly what was coming. Now, whether you believe this is strategy or scandal, the timing is wild. The White House meetings, the photo ops, the speeches, everything feels way too coordinated. And the internet has caught on. Threads, leaks, screenshots, all pointing to something way bigger than just a widow stepping up. The question now, was Erika Kirk honoring Charlie's legacy or taking control of it? Because if what Charlie's sister is hinting at turns out to be true, this might be one of the biggest behind-the-scenes political shakeups of the year. Stay tuned, because this story is just starting to blow up. You're not gonna believe what's happening behind the scenes with the Kirk family right now. Because what started as whispers online has now turned into one of the most talked about stories of the week. A story that's got politics, power, loyalty, and family drama all tangled together. And at the center of it all, Erika Kirk, the woman who went from being the wife of a conservative powerhouse to standing toe-to-toe with some of the most powerful people in Washington. Now, people online are saying there's more going on than anyone wants to admit. Allegations, leaks, mysterious meetings, and even claims from someone close to the family that Erika's rise to influence didn't happen by accident. So tonight, we're breaking it all down. Everything people are whispering about, everything that's fueling this online firestorm, and what might really be happening behind those closed doors. So here's how this all started. When Charlie Kirk first exploded onto the political scene, he was unstoppable. He built a massive movement, built his own brand, and became a household name. And standing right next to him, often quietly, sometimes in the background, was Erika. The perfect match. Supportive, strong, well-spoken. But the internet never sleeps, and lately people have been noticing something different. After Charlie's influence hit a plateau, Erika began making moves of her own. New connections, high-profile appearances, invitations to political events that normally only Charlie would get. Then came the photos, Erika in places that made people start asking questions. The White House, private conferences, strategy dinners. She wasn't just attending anymore. She was leading conversations. And that's when people online started saying, wait a minute, who's pulling the strings now? Fast forward to now, and the rumors have exploded. Screenshots, Reddit threads, cryptic posts from supposed insiders, all hinting at one thing, that Erika Kirk may have brokered her own back-channel connections with key figures in D.C. And then, out of nowhere, someone claiming to be close to Charlie's own family steps forward online, saying this isn't a coincidence, that there's tension building, that some in the family don't like the direction things are going, and that a few private disagreements have spilled into the public eye. Of course, nobody knows what's really happening behind the scenes, but that's not stopping the theories from spreading. One post that's been making waves online says Erika's transformation from partner to power player didn't happen overnight, that it was part of a long game she and her allies had been planning for months. Others say this is all just the internet doing what it does best, building a story out of shadows, connecting dots that don't exist. But one thing's for sure, the timing of all this has the internet completely locked in. Think about it. When a political figure's partner suddenly becomes the center of attention, and then starts showing up in places of power, with whispers of private deals, White House access, and exclusive invitations, the story writes itself. Now, Here's where it gets even more interesting. Some fans believe Erika might actually be positioning herself as the new face of her husband's movement, reshaping it, modernizing it, making it her own. That's got people divided. Some are calling it bold, saying she's just continuing what Charlie started. Others are saying it feels like a takeover, like something deeper is going on behind the polished public image. And then there's the family angle. Online commenters claiming ties to the Kirks have hinted at tension. A split between those who think Erika is honoring Charlie's vision and those who believe she's rewriting it. One post, which has since gone viral, claimed that the family isn't united right now, and that someone close to the circle isn't staying quiet anymore. That's all it took. Overnight, social media feeds were flooded with speculation. Is there a rift? Are private conversations leaking out? Who's really running the show now? Whether true or not, this digital wildfire is burning fast. You can see it in the comments. Half the internet defending Erika's every move. The other half convinced something shady's going down. It's classic internet chaos. Part truth, part theory, part emotional storytelling. And it's addictive. But here's where the story shifts from rumor to revelation. A few eagle-eyed viewers notice something strange. A sudden series of public posts and interviews that feel intentional, like a narrative reset. In one, Erika speaks passionately about legacy, family, and continuing the mission. On the surface, totally normal. But the timing? Perfectly aligned with the moment the rumors peaked, which to some feels like more than coincidence. So what's really happening? Is this just one woman stepping up to fill a void? Or something bigger? A strategy playing out in real time? In political circles, timing is everything. Power doesn't just move. It's transferred, negotiated, sometimes even seized. And if you believe what people online are saying, Erika's making that exact move. With charm, with connections, with timing so precise, it's got everyone guessing whether she's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. Still, it's worth remembering that the internet loves drama more than it loves facts. Every grain of truth becomes a mountain of speculation. Every small gesture turns into a symbol. And that's exactly why this story's gone viral. It's not just politics, it's personality, it's family, it's legacy, it's power. It's the kind of story that keeps you watching because deep down, people love to see what happens when public image and private ambition collide. And that's the thing about Erika Kirk's story. Real or rumored, it hits all those notes. The loyal partner turned leader. The whispers of secret meetings. The claims of family tension. The perfect storm of image, timing, and influence. Now, as new photos and clips keep surfacing online, fans are dissecting every detail, who she's standing next to, what she's wearing, even her expressions. It's wild how every micro moment becomes part of the larger mystery. One TikTok even zoomed in on a smile she gave during a recent event, calling it a power move. Another thread claimed the entire event was a soft launch of her next big political project. Nobody knows for sure. But one thing's clear, the audience is hooked. Every new frame, every new rumor, every new comment fuels the next round of speculation. And that's how modern stories spread. One theory becomes a clip becomes a trend, and before long, 1 million people are watching the same 10 seconds trying to decode what it really means. So whether this is all strategy or coincidence, what Erika Kirk represents right now is the evolution of influence, how power moves in 2025. Not always through elections or headlines, but through timing, perception, and the ability to control the story. The internet has decided this isn't over, not even close. People are waiting for the next interview, the next quote, the next appearance. Because once a story like this starts rolling, it doesn't stop until the truth, or at least someone's version of it, comes out. So buckle up. Because whether you're a believer, a skeptic, or just someone watching this unfold, this family's story is far from finished. And if what's being hinted at online turns out to be true, the next chapter could change everything. The story wasn't supposed to go this far. At least that's what everyone around Erika thought. But by the time the sun rose the next morning, the hashtags were trending again. Louder, faster, messier than before. The narrative had taken a life of its own. Power play. The Kirk Empire. Sister speaks out. Every clip, every comment, every rumor was now part of a bigger storm that nobody seemed able to control. And in the middle of that storm, Erika herself. Some say she was ready for it, that she had expected the backlash, that she knew this kind of noise was the price of influence. Others say the look in her eyes that week told a different story. Not confidence, but exhaustion. She wasn't sleeping. She was calculating. She was calculating. Because behind the headlines there was something deeper brewing, something personal. The so-called family source who'd been feeding fragments of information to small accounts online had gone quiet for days, and then suddenly dropped a long voice memo that people started trading in private groups. No one could verify it. No one even knew if it was real. But the voice claimed to be close, very close, and it painted a picture of betrayal that was too addictive to ignore. The recording described late-night calls, arguments about control of the organization, and a tense dinner where someone allegedly said, "This isn't what Charlie wanted." That one line exploded across the internet. Memes, TikToks, stitched reactions, everyone trying to decode who said it, when, and why. And Erika? She didn't respond. Not once. Instead, she appeared at an event that weekend, smiling, poised, unbothered. A simple caption under her post, "Still standing." That caption did more than any interview ever could. Supporters flooded her comments, praising her strength. Critics claimed it was a calculated move, the calm before the next PR strike. Whatever it was, it worked. Engagement doubled overnight, but silence has its limits. 2 days later, another leak surfaced. This time, not a voice memo, but screenshots. Supposedly between a family member and someone from Erika's inner circle. The messages hinted at a private meeting scheduled off-record, a conversation about keeping certain things quiet, and one chilling line that read, "She knows the White House angle is too hot." Keep it internal. That was all the internet needed. The phrase White House angle became the new obsession. What did it mean? A literal meeting? A policy discussion? A metaphor? Nobody knew. But everyone had a theory. Videos started dissecting the screenshots frame by frame. Some claimed the font looked off. Others said the timestamps didn't match. But by then, facts didn't matter. The story had evolved beyond proof. It had become entertainment, and here's where it got darker. The supposed sister, the mysterious voice behind the leaks, suddenly posted a cryptic message. You can't protect a legacy by rewriting it. No context. No names. Just that. It was the digital equivalent of dropping a match into gasoline. People began choosing sides like it was a reality show. Team Erika versus Team Sister. Comments turned into battlefields. Reaction videos hit millions of views overnight. Everyone had an opinion, and everyone wanted to be the first to say they knew the truth all along. Meanwhile, Erika's team started playing offense. Professional photo shoots, new interviews framed around empowerment and resilience, a subtle rebrand, no denials, just energy shifted toward moving forward. To some, it looked like strategy. To others, survival. But then, something unexpected happened. A private letter surfaced. Unlike the leaks and screenshots, this one felt personal, the handwriting uneven, the words heavy. It read, "Forgiveness doesn't erase what happened, but it might stop what's coming." The letter had no signature, no origin, but it changed the tone of everything. For the first time, the conversation wasn't about politics or influence. It was about family. Creators began asking bigger questions. When ambition meets grief, how do you know where one ends and the other begins? When a legacy becomes public property, who really owns it? The family, the followers, or the narrative itself? Even Erika's harshest critics paused. For a brief moment, the internet quieted down, and then a new clip appeared. A shaky, low-lit video, apparently filmed at a private event, showing Erika speaking off the record. You can't hear every word, but one line cuts through. Sometimes you have to lose everything before you realize what power really costs. That sentence hits like thunder. Within hours, it's everywhere. Commentators call it her confession. Others say it's just a soundbite ripped out of context. Either way, it reignites the story. And here's where the second wave begins. The same online circles that once fueled the rumors start noticing patterns, coordinated posts, sudden bursts of supportive content, and the sense that someone, somewhere, is managing the chaos rather than being consumed by it. Maybe that's the genius of Erika's story. Real or imagined, she's become untouchable. Every rumor makes her more relevant. Every attack fuels her platform. By week's end, she drops one final post. A simple black and white photo, no caption. Just her looking straight into the camera, calm, almost defiant. The comments go wild. Queen energy. Calculated silence. She knows something we don't. And maybe she does. Because behind the trending hashtags and the theories, something is definitely shifting. Reports, again, unverified, hint at a quiet reconciliation attempt, a family meeting scheduled in private. Whether it happens or not doesn't matter. The idea of it keeps the narrative alive. That's the secret of the modern attention economy. Truth is optional. Emotion is everything. Every person watching feels like part of the investigation. Every viewer thinks they're piecing together a puzzle. But the puzzle keeps changing, and Erika, whether she planned it or not, she's become the architect of that uncertainty. When you control the mystery, you control the story. So maybe this isn't just about deals, family, or even power. Maybe it's about something bigger, the transformation of influence itself. The realization that in a world where every click is currency, chaos isn't a crisis. It's a strategy. But still, one question hangs in the air, unanswered. Who leaked the first message? Because if you trace the timeline, if you watch the moments closely, something doesn't add up. The so-called family insider knew too much, too early. Almost like they weren't trying to expose Erika, but to test her. Could it be that the sisters' betrayal was part of the plan all along? No one knows, but people are starting to wonder, and that's where the story leaves us tonight, with more questions than answers, more theories than truths, and one undeniable reality. Everyone's watching, waiting for the next move. Because if there's one thing we've learned from this saga, it's that silence isn't the end of a story. Sometimes it's just the start of a new chapter. The tension was palpable. The hashtags had quieted down, but everyone knew the storm wasn't over. It was just changing form. Erika sat in the quiet of a dimly lit room, phone in hand, staring at the same messages that had ignited the chaos weeks ago. The so-called sister leak, the cryptic letter, the shaky video. It was all swirling in her mind. A puzzle she hadn't yet solved. And then came the message she hadn't expected. We need to talk, privately, now. The sender wasn't anonymous. It was her sister, the one the internet had painted as the betrayer. Erika's pulse quickened. Part of her wanted to ignore it. Part of her knew that ignoring it could mean losing control of the story she had worked so hard to manage. By the next morning, a discreet location was arranged. No cameras. No reporters, just two people with too much history between them, and the world watching from the outside, guessing at every step. When Erika arrived, her sister was already there, calm, almost eerily composed. The silence stretched for what felt like minutes. Then finally, words were exchanged. "I didn't mean for it to blow up like this," her sister said softly. "I thought I was protecting the family, but maybe I just made everything worse." Erika studied her, weighing every word. "Protecting the family?" she asked. "By leaking messages? By stirring the storm that's now bigger than either of us?" Her sister flinched but didn't back down. "You've changed, Erika. You're not just the partner anymore. You're something else. People are following you, watching you. And I couldn't figure out if that's good or bad for Charlie's legacy." Erika's jaw tightened. She realized then that this wasn't just about family drama. It was about control. Control of narrative, influence, power. And maybe, just maybe, Someone else had been pulling strings the whole time. "You think I'm in this for myself?" Erika asked, voice calm but deadly. "You have no idea how little this is about me. It's about everything we've built, and how quickly people are willing to rewrite the story of it." Her sister looked away, conflicted. Then she leaned in, lowering her voice. "There's someone else involved. Someone who's been orchestrating this from the shadows. Every leak, every screenshot, every viral clip. I didn't start it. They did. And they're still watching, still manipulating." Erika's eyes narrowed. That explained a lot. The timing of every post, the calculated silence, the sudden waves of online support. Someone had been playing them both, keeping the chaos alive to serve a purpose they couldn't yet see. "So what do we do?" Erika asked, already knowing the answer. She wasn't about to let anyone, not even her own family, take the narrative out of her hands. Her sister exhaled. "We take it back, together, or it all burns." That was the moment Erika realized something fundamental. Influence wasn't just about appearing powerful. It was about controlling the story, bending perception, staying 3 steps ahead of everyone else. And for the first time in weeks, she felt the surge of clarity that only comes when you know exactly what's at stake. Over the next few days, Erika and her sister quietly began to take control. Subtle posts, perfectly timed appearances, carefully worded statements, the kind of moves that seemed natural, organic, but were anything but. Every rumor online became an opportunity. Every accusation a chance to demonstrate poise, power, and strategy. Meanwhile, the mysterious third party that had been orchestrating the leaks continued to linger, invisible but omnipresent. Erika suspected that whoever they were, they didn't anticipate that the sisters could become an alliance rather than adversaries. That miscalculation would be their undoing. Then came the turning point. A private event in D.C., one that Erika attended under the radar, became a stage for the ultimate power play. Cameras weren't allowed inside, but cell phones inevitably captured moments. Brief flashes of Erika standing confidently, interacting with high-level figures, commanding attention without a single word. And in that moment, the narrative shifted. People online noticed. "She's in charge now," one viral tweet read. Another called it a soft takeover. Analysts and commentators speculated endlessly. How did Erika go from rumor to headline? How had she turned whispers into dominance? It wasn't luck. It was strategy. And her sister, once thought to be the betrayer, now became the co-conspirator. Together, they created the illusion of chaos while quietly consolidating influence. The leaks, the viral posts, the cryptic messages, all had been absorbed, analyzed, and repurposed. What looked like vulnerability became strength, yet the third party wasn't finished. Subtle probes continued, anonymous social media accounts, insider tips, even strategic rumors designed to fracture the alliance. Erika and her sister treated it like a game of chess. Each move was anticipated, each narrative countered. And slowly, the unseen manipulator began to lose control. Then, the climax. A carefully leaked video, this time orchestrated by Erika herself, showing her speaking at a private roundtable. The footage was casual, but the words were deliberate. Influence isn't taken. It's managed. It's cultivated. And if you let others define your story, you'll never lead it. The internet exploded. Comments, reaction videos, and think pieces flooded every platform. People couldn't get enough. The story wasn't just trending, it was dominating. Erika's perceived mastery of the narrative, her calm under pressure, and the quiet revelation of her sister's alignment became a case study in modern influence. But the genius of it wasn't just in taking control. It was in the ambiguity. Was Erika ruthless? Strategic? Visionary? All three or none? That uncertainty kept people hooked, theorizing, predicting, reacting. And every theory, every speculation, every viral clip only cemented her presence further. By now, Erika's image had transformed completely. No longer just a partner, no longer just a name attached to Charlie's legacy. She had become an autonomous force, someone capable of turning chaos into opportunity, suspicion into loyalty, and rumor into undeniable influence. And yet, as she looked back at the storm they had navigated, she knew the game wasn't over. Power isn't static. Influence isn't permanent. And in the age of digital attention, control is as fragile as the next viral post. Her sister leaned over and whispered, almost conspiratorially, "We did it." Erika smiled, not out of relief, but because she understood the truth. They hadn't just survived the narrative. They had rewritten it. And anyone watching, anyone trying to predict their next move, was now part of the story, willingly or not. In the end, it wasn't about the leaks, the letters, or even the rumors. It was about control, about perception, about taking the chaos that everyone else feared and using it as fuel to rise higher than anyone expected. And as the camera pans out on Erika and her sister walking away from the event, poised, composed, untouchable, one thought lingers in the minds of every viewer. In a world where every secret can go viral, every whisper can explode into a headline, and every family conflict can become a spectacle, the person who controls the story controls everything. And right now, that person was Erika Kirk. The night after the DC event, the city seemed quieter than usual, but Erika knew better. Silence was just the calm before the next storm. The world wasn't done with her. It had barely even begun. She sat in her apartment, reviewing the footage from the private roundtable she had leaked, making mental notes on every reaction online. Every comment, every stitch, every viral clip was data, insight, fuel, power. And someone somewhere was watching too, trying to anticipate her next move. But Erika had a secret. She wasn't just reacting anymore. She was planning strategically, surgically, like a master in a high-stakes chess game. The first sign of escalation came subtly, an anonymous post on a viral social media forum. It referenced the private roundtable footage but twisted the narrative, suggesting that Erika had manipulated her sister all along, painting her as a puppet in a larger scheme. The post exploded. Thousands of shares, millions of views, endless commentary. The rumors were now evolving, taking on a life of their own. Erika smiled. She had expected this. In fact, she had anticipated it. And the beauty of her strategy was this. Every attack only fueled the perception of her power. Every rumor, every accusation, every whisper about betrayal made her more compelling. She called her sister late that night. "They're trying to rewrite the story again," she said calmly. Her sister's voice was steady. "Let them. We've been behind the curtain the whole time. They think they're pulling the strings, but we're 3 steps ahead. Always." Erika nodded. That was the advantage they now had. Control not just of the narrative, but of perception itself. They could turn attacks into leverage, silence into strategy, and whispers into headlines. Then came the unexpected twist. A new leak surfaced, this time far more dangerous. A recording of a conversation between high-ranking officials discussing Erika and her sister. It hinted at a powerful external force trying to destabilize their influence. For the first time, the sisters realized that someone outside their family had been orchestrating not just the leaks, but the entire viral storm. Someone with connections, resources, and a vested interest in seeing them falter. Erika's eyes narrowed. "It's not just us they're targeting," she said. "It's the entire narrative we've built." Her sister leaned back. "Then we need to strike first." And that's exactly what they did. Over the next few days, Erika orchestrated a series of moves so subtle that most people missed them entirely. A carefully timed interview, a seemingly casual public appearance, a social media post that looked personal but was meticulously crafted to shift perception. Every step was designed to neutralize the external manipulator while reinforcing their own control. But the climax came with a public revelation that no one saw coming. A leaked document, seemingly accidental but perfectly timed, revealed that Erika and her sister had been entirely transparent about their intentions from the beginning, positioning themselves as champions of accountability, resilience, and family unity. The internet erupted. Headlines shifted from scandal to admiration. Creators and commentators scrambled to rewrite their narratives. People who had once doubted Erika now positioned her as a master strategist, someone who could navigate chaos and emerge stronger than ever. The mysterious external manipulator? Exposed, humiliated, and powerless, every move they had attempted to control now played into Erika's hands, further cementing her dominance in both the public eye and the digital sphere. By the time Erika and her sister appeared at the next major event, the story had fully turned. They walked in together, poised, confident, untouchable. Cameras captured every moment, but no one could fully capture the force they projected. The sense that nothing and no one could unseat them. Then came the subtle, almost imperceptible final move. A series of cryptic posts, one-liners, and carefully edited videos that suggested there were still secrets to come. It kept the audience hooked, speculating endlessly about what Erika's next move might be. The mystery became part of her power, an unending cycle of fascination that no one could resist. The digital chessboard had been set. Erika wasn't just surviving the storm, she was creating it, shaping it, and directing it. Every rumor, every viral clip, every discussion online now served her narrative. She had transformed chaos into influence, suspicion into loyalty, and attention into absolute control. And yet, in that moment of victory, Erika knew one thing above all: the game was never truly over. Influence, power, and perception were fragile. One wrong move, one uncontrolled leak, one unanticipated twist could undo everything. So she watched, waited, and planned, always 3 steps ahead, always anticipating the next wave. Because in the end, the lesson was clear. In a world where every secret can explode into a headline, every rumor can go viral, and every family conflict can be dissected by millions, the person who controls the story doesn't just survive. They define reality itself. Erika Kirk had done more than survive. She had rewritten the rules, and everyone watching, whether they realized it or not, was now part of her story. Whoa. If you thought that was intense, trust me, this is just the beginning. Erika Kirk isn't just making headlines. She's rewriting the rules of influence, perception, and power. And now it's your turn to weigh in. Do you think Erika and her sister were strategic geniuses? Or is this a dangerous game that could backfire at any moment? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. I want to hear every theory, every hot take, and even the craziest predictions. No filter. The wilder your insight, the more we can discuss it. The more we can discuss it. If you've been following the drama from the start, hit that like button to show you're part of the conversation. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, because the next chapter of this saga is going to blow up, and you won't want to miss it. We're not just watching the story unfold. We're analyzing every move, every leak, every viral twist. And trust me, there's a lot more under the surface that no one else is talking about. So if you want exclusive breakdowns, inside info, and real-time updates as this story develops, this is the place to be. Finally, share this video with friends who love drama, politics, or mind-blowing strategies. Let's get the conversation going. Because the internet is full of speculation, but here we break it down piece by piece and uncover what's really happening. Comment, like, subscribe, share, and stay tuned, because the next move in this high-stakes game is coming, and it's going to be massive. Are you ready for it?